Hello, everyone. So we're doing some more mini cases, um, and the common denominator for all of these is that everybody here is from Oklahoma, which is where I'm from, and I just wanted to pull some Oklahoma cases together, and I have, I believe, four, and there's a couple of them that have some a pretty decent amount of information on them. So let's go ahead and start off with Martha Bell Kadayso. She was a 20-year-old mom of two girls. She was a member of the Comanche tribe and was living in Oklahoma at the time of her disappearance in 1985. So there's almost no information about who she was as a person or what she enjoyed before she died. But she is believed to have last been seen on August 15th, 1985 in Anadarko. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance is unknown. There has been no contact or sightings that have been reported since. In the years following her disappearance, the state of Oklahoma has declared her legally deceased. In recent years, her daughters have become her advocates, and they frequently attend MMIW, or Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, events in honor of her, including a 2017 Walk to Remember in Oklahoma. And there's actually a quote from each of the girls and a quote from Kimberly. She says, "First she was missing, but then we never got the answers or anything, so we finally had to declare her dead after so many years." End quote. And then from Felicia, she says, "Not all stories are the same, but maybe that could help us to open back up our mother's case." End quote. So today she would be 68. She's described as a Native American woman. She stands about 5'2", 5'7", and 120 to 140 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. Her photo is on the screen, and if you have any information regarding her disappearance, if maybe you were around in 1985 and you remember seeing her and you're from this area, you are urged to contact the Caddo County Sheriff at 405-247-6666, and her name, her photo, and her number will be on the screen. Moving on to a little girl named Isjanna James. So Isjanna McKay James was only 8 months old when she was shot during a drive-by shooting in Oklahoma City on February 26, 2007. Despite surviving the initial injuries, she passed away 10 years later in May 2017 as a result of the gunshot wound. So she was 10 years old when she passed away. That is so sad, and they still have no idea who did it. I could not find a number to go with her case, but she was from Oklahoma City. If you have any information, her photo will also be on the screen. Moving on to Ray Johnson Jr., who was the owner of Straight Up Auto Sales in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and was last seen September 11th, 2008. His wife spoke to him on the phone at 11 p.m. that night, and he told her he was going to tow a vehicle with his wrecker and would be home soon. He was last seen at 11:30 p.m. driving a white 2000 Chevrolet Impala he had just acquired, which was a former police patrol car, and it still had the police decals, sirens, and lights on it. When he didn't come home, his wife went to the dealership and saw the Impala in the locked car lot. It had a strong odor of bleach, and a baseball hat and one of Ray's blood-stained shoes were in the trunk, which had been cleaned with bleach. The car was unlocked, with the window rolled down, which was uncharacteristic of him, and there was no signs of him at the scene. In July 2015, Gregory Jerome Epperson, his wife's cousin, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in the case. One witness, Jerry Taylor, said Gregory held a gun to his head and forced him to help dump a dead body in a creek, and that Epperson said he, quote, got into it with his boy. Blood was found in the vehicle, Taylor said was from transporting the body from a male member of Ray's family and matched the DNA that was found in the Impala. So it all matched up apparently. However, in January 2016, 3 days before the trial was to begin, the charges against Epperson were dropped because of lack of evidence, but foul play is suspected in the case. I also do not have a number for Ray Johnson Jr., but he is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I will have his information on the screen as well if you remember anything from that night. And lastly, we're going to be talking about Selwyne Richardson, who also goes by the name Tina Pitts, and she was reported missing after she failed to show up to drop off her child at her mom's house. Foul play is suspected. She is 5'2", 150 to 155 pounds. She has tattoos on her right arm and left arm. She was 43 when she was last seen, and if you have any information, you are encouraged to contact the Tulsa PD Missing Persons Unit. She was last seen November 3rd, 2006. And I was not given a phone number in the articles I was reading, just to contact the Tulsa PD Missing Persons Unit. So those are the mini cases I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening to each one of their stories. I've said it before, but these are some of my favorite videos to do because I feel like I get to talk about more people. Even if there's not a whole lot of information on them, I still feel like they are very important to talk about, because most of the times the people that I talk about, they don't have justice served because either people don't care about them, or they were forgotten, or there's just nothing out there to help solve their case. But it just takes the right person to see something and say something. So I love talking about these cases and doing these videos with many cases, because I never want someone to be forgotten, but I feel like someone out there, it just takes the right person to see them and just have information. So thank you so much for listening to the videos today, guys. I'm sorry if I seem a little bit out of it. I'm getting over being sick, so I'm kind of in and out. So thank you for bearing with me, and thank you so much for listening to their stories today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.